Okay, so time for a new update, last update of the week, because after this video I'm going on a long weekend with my football team. Gonna enjoy the good weather in the Netherlands, so let's make it a good video. So what happened yesterday? We had this move down where I said in a video that if we got a retrace up, we could look for shorts. Well, I marked out this little supply zone right there, supply, with that little imbalance below it, and I said if we would move into that, it could give a short trigger to target that weekly low. Well, we got that because we took all this liquidity right here, moved into the supply. So I was looking for a short, but unfortunately there was not really any structure in this move, only here, and then we broke it. So that could still have been a short opportunity, but yeah, I missed out. But no worries, the idea played out. And right now, at least after that, we took out our weekly low. As I said, we had our weekly low right here, we have our weekly high right there, and whichever side would break first would statistically give a lot of room for movements. Well, we broke this level pretty aggressively, and now we are seeing a little bounce after taking all this liquidity we had built up. But overall structure looks pretty bearish. It also has to do with that Iran and Israel escalation I talked about yesterday, warned about that gold was moving higher, which could be a sign that the escalation was pretty serious. And right now we see gold pushing higher, still looking very bullish. Yeah, it's not especially a good thing to see this, because yeah, we rather have peace, but it is what it is. What I am expecting now is that we have our, if we look at the statistics, we have our daily P1 at hour 0, daily P2 at hour 1. The daily candle, as you can see here, has almost no wick, and each time we have no wick, price likes to fill that and then go lower. So we can mark out this level right here. That's our daily wickless level. Here, it's this candle, we can see exactly right there. So what I personally am looking at, well, I'm not gonna trade it because I'm just gonna take weekend, but let's say we clear this candle, and we also have some imbalances above us and this supply, so we can zoom in a bit. And then we can see that here we have some supply, here we sold off, we already clearing some of that imbalance. But if we look at the local structure, we have this is our local structure. The local structure is bullish, high time frame is bearish. But what you can look for is that we, for example, go a bit higher here, take out that daily wickless candle, maybe go a bit higher, break structure back to bearish, and that would open the door back to this low for me personally, and then potentially lower levels, because on the weekly we have still a lot of downside. What I would look for is that maybe you can have like local distribution here, like this, and then if you have your breaker structure right there, you can take a short, especially if it's between the hit zone in the New York session, which is from 12 to right here, from 12 to 15 right here. If you then form your high early in that session, then break lower, that could be your short, to take a short and aim for those lower levels. You can also go a little bit higher, of course, to clear a little bit of this liquidity, maybe even test that supply. But overall structure is looking bearish. And if we look at the weekly pivot, which we have right here, and we can see that we were anticipating either this to hold or this to be our P1. Well, now we took out this level, and then this has become a very good pivot, a weekly pivot, because we tapped exactly that P1 zone and then sold off. So right now this is our weekly high, very strong weekly high. The chance that we take it out are very, very minimal. And if we look at the weekly pivot, then if we have a bearish week, which it seems that we have, then this is our P2 zone. So in 80% of the cases, price will make its way in a bearish week towards that lower part. So what you can see is the weekly P2 zone, and that overlaps exactly with that with our previous weekly low and the range low level. So as I said, we can look for potential distribution here, play the lower high, and then aim for that wick we created early in the day, and then potentially lower levels to target this low. And from here, I'm just interested to play the range again, look for long triggers right here, maybe next week, get a move up back to mid-range, and then just play it from level to level. I like how this range is developing, so yeah, as a range trader, I absolutely love to see that we are getting the early signs of a range formation. Let's extend this to here. This liquidity has been taken. So yeah, for me personally, I'm just gonna enjoy the weekend. But yeah, for scalps, you can look for scalp shorts here, target this week, and then lower levels. Last 2 weeks, pretty brutal price action, where we first had an aggressive dump. Everyone got very scared, then a very aggressive move up, leaving almost everyone behind on the move up. Everyone becoming very bullish again here, and now they are getting wiped out again. So a lot of people have been hurt in this range, and it's often what you see at the start of a range, and then people will try to make back their losses. They're gonna increase their leverage, tighten their stops, and that's exactly what the market makers love. And then you can see some ranging price action where price just moves from liquidity to liquidity, because people are trying to make back their losses. They will hope that we either make a huge move lower or get like a huge move up, but oftentimes you just start a range. So yeah, just play the range until we confidently break below or above the range. That's the plan for Bitcoin. Quick look at USDT dominance. We still have this chart where we had that local accumulation right into this demand, which caused that move up. Right now, very aggressive move up. We are leaving demand behind, strong demand right here, smaller demand right there. We tapped into some supply here, but overall this looks very strong until proven otherwise. And then we can make our way to, we already tapped into that this supply, but we have more refined supply right above us, right there. So that could be, if we move up, the next level to look for distributions. And that could be a nice confluence to look for longs on Bitcoin and other altcoins. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Then quickly going over some of the main pairs. ETH has been in this range, formed a distribution, not the best looking one. I did not play it personally, but right now, yeah, it's a nice range. And we are leaving some liquidity right here, and that current wick. So also here, if we see retracements, here we have some supply with the imbalance below it, we have an imbalance above it. So if you get a slow move up, this could be areas to look for scalps to take it towards that range low and range low right there. That is an area where I'm looking for long triggers. However, right now this structure is yeah, strong push up, strong sell off. So oftentimes you want to see some slower price action, see sellers get exhausted, and then you can play the reversal and just play the range like we would always do. So if we get to the range lows, don't become extremely bearish right here. This is where you want to look for longs. Overall, the chart is not looking that bad. The next time we will test the highs after taking the lows, I think we can have a breakout towards the higher levels. So yeah, exciting weeks ahead. If we go to Sol, I mentioned how we had last week that move down here. Then we front ran this low and this low, which are obvious liquidity levels. And we had that, yeah, also here that strong move up where we left this liquidity behind. And I said that if you want to form a good bottom, then oftentimes the market makers need time. And this was a quick move down and then move up, leaving liquidity behind. And that's not how you form a confident bottom. So yeah, I said that this could be manipulation. And right now we had a strong sell-off. We took out this low, we front ran these lows. So what I would like to see is that we start forming a range here, take time, hold here, and then we can look for accumulations. We can also go lower, taking this liquidity, but for now I'm watching this start of the range. It's not a good range at all because of the aggressive moves down, but this could be the start if we start accumulating here. It could give us opportunities for longs again. The same case is for SUI. Also a similar case where we had a strong move down, front ran this liquidity and this high time frame level I'm watching for a very long time. We had a strong move up, but also here this is not how you confidently form a bottom. Right now we are approaching this low again. Also here, if we start forming somewhat of ranging price action, this is still an area I'm looking for longs, targeting those highs and eventually higher prices. So also here patience required because this is a very strong move from the bears. So bears are in control, so you want at least to see sellers get a bit exhausted and then you can play your local accumulations. Then same cases for DOGE. Almost every coin is a similar case, where we are starting to form a potential range right here, where I would be interested in accumulations like this, and then eventually get like our break and then move back to the range highs. It is all forming to be pretty interesting for the coming weeks. However, it can take time because this move up and down is aggressive. So you want to see those aggressive moves get erased and just see some more sideways price action where big players can accumulate, and then we can play the longs again. And there's no hurry, because if we look at how long it can take, then it can take like 1 or 2 weeks before the high probability model forms. So no hurry, but the coming weeks are getting very interesting in my opinion. So yeah, that's the update. I think it was a good week overall. Did not get many trades, but overall bias was good, and I think a lot of people have been hurt badly with this price action, trying to force setups that weren't there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna enjoy the weekend. Don't expect any charts from me, probably very few charts, a lot of beers and a lot of fun. So I'm back Sunday evening, and then Monday we start again, and then we try to milk it as good as possible. I want to wish you all a very good weekend already, and also make sure to not watch charts the whole week. Take some deserved time off, enjoy the weather if the weather is good in your country, and then the market will always be here. That was it. If you have any questions, always let me know, and then I want to close it off here. Cheers, and have a good weekend.